You know that feeling when every part of your body tells you not to do something, but you don't listen, and you still do it? That was me on the morning of the fires. Everyone on Lincoln Avenue was driving south, evacuating. I was heading north, towards the flames. I needed to see if my family business, George's Liquor, was still standing. My parents were calling me, screaming, yelling, telling me not to go. But I had to go. Not for them, but for myself. Thick smoke filled the sky as I drove toward the store, past burning homes and buildings. The store hadn't been hit yet, but the fire was close, too close. I knew I had to do something. I returned back that evening armed with every single fire extinguisher my mom could find around Los Angeles County. I made my way past roadblocks, debris, and flames to get to the corner of Lincoln and Altadena Drive. I arrived to a scene where everything to the north and east was covered in smoke and flames. I quickly sprang into action. I checked, but there was no running water. So I stood outside the store for hours, alone, in the dark, armed with a flashlight, a shovel, and fire extinguishers, trying to put out any small embers that came to that corner, doing whatever I could to protect the place that had given so much to my family. That night and the following morning, and those flames showed me something I'll carry for the rest of my life. That store wasn't just a store. It was the result of decades of sacrifice and hard work. It was the reason my sister and I could go to college. It was our family's foundation, our shot at the American dream. And I realized, if this little corner store could do so much for us, what else can it possibly do? Could this small corner store actually be a blueprint for generating wealth? My parents left everything behind in India to come to the United States at a very young age. I still hear the story of my dad landing at LAX with just $13 in his pocket. He started working at other convenience stores before he was able to buy this store, our corner store. I grew up in that little corner store. Both of my parents worked long hours. When I was young, there was no one to watch me. So my mom took me to work. My mom used to put me in a milk crate behind the counter, lined it with pillows and blankets. She would tend the register and also take care of me at the same time. My parents ran that store for over 30 years. It was everything for them. As I got older, I helped out after school, stocking shelves, and learning how the store operated. That small store helped put me through the University of California, San Diego. It also helped my sister go to college. After college, I built a thriving watch and jewelry business. I was in that business for over 14 years. I was in that business until this January. In the days after the fire, I saw something in my parents' eyes I had never seen before. A deep sadness, a sense of loss. That neighborhood that had given them everything looked completely unrecognizable. They started talking about retiring, selling the store. They weren't sure they had the energy to reopen and rebuild after the damage. And honestly, it broke my heart. But it also gave me clarity. In those next few days, I knew exactly what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I was going to take over our stores and build the best convenience stores the world has ever seen. I was going to give us everything to the city that had given us everything. Because Altadena has seen so much loss, now it needs light. It needs pride. It needs us. It needs me. Corner stores are often overlooked, but they're institutions in our communities. You see the same people every day, it becomes one giant family. My parents knew almost every customer by name. For many people, these stores are their first job, their first source of income. Employees learn the foundation of work ethic and responsibility. For some, it's the only human interaction they get all day. For others, it's part of their daily routine that gives them rhythm, comfort, and purpose. And for some, it's the only place they have to go. These corner stores are community epicenters, yet they're almost never included in conversations about policy, investment, or building wealth. Over the next few months, I slowly stepped away from the watch business. I took over our other store in Pasadena, and I started dreaming of what these stores could actually become. I didn't come back just to run a convenience store. No, I came back to reimagine the industry. I started with one simple question. What if your neighborhood liquor store didn't feel like a liquor store at all? What if it wasn't the place of last resort, but a place you actually wanted to go? A space that reflected pride, care, and design. A place that truly serves the community that it serves. So we are redesigning everything from the ground up. That includes custom coolers, custom shelving, custom lighting, curated products, brand new themes for every single location, tech and AI integration, launching merch, collaborating with local businesses and artists, and turning retail into a cultural community experience. And most of all, lowering prices. We're moving traditional mom and pop stores into the 21st century and beyond. The vibe is clean, modern, intentional, but most of all, personal. It's not just about how it looks, but how it feels. We're reimagining the experience, not just for our customers, but our employees too. That means hiring local, with better pay, better training, all while storytelling. This is much bigger than just aesthetics. It's about changing how people see themselves and how they see the corner store in their neighborhood. Because if a liquor store can look like this, imagine what else can look like this. This isn't a facelift. It's the new blueprint for how small businesses can build pride, power, and generational wealth. Not just in Altadena, but in communities everywhere. We might have been dealt a bad hand with these fires, but it's up to us to turn this into something special, positive, to rebuild, to invest, and to elevate. Legacy isn't just about what we leave behind. It's about what we build and who we build it for. My parents gave everything to create a better future for us. Now it's my turn to take what they started and to build something that lasts. Not just for our family, but for our employees, our customers, and most importantly, our community. This store isn't just about products. It's about pride. It's about place. It's about possibility. If we want real generational change, especially in immigrant and underserved communities, we have to start looking at these places differently. The corner store isn't the end of the road. It's just the beginning. But this blueprint only works if we all help support it. That means supporting local business, not just big business. It means buying something at your local store, even if it is a little bit more expensive. Because when you shop at a local business, your dollar doesn't disappear into the corporate system. It stays in your neighborhood. It changes your neighborhood. It pays a local employee. It sponsors a school team. It funds their dream. It funded my dream. And what am I doing with my dream at the age of 36 years old? I'm bringing it back to right where it all started for me. These small stores are where someone gets their first job, just like myself, where someone else finds community, and where a whole neighborhood can begin to see itself differently. I'm not just rebuilding a store. I'm reclaiming a future. I'm rebuilding a legacy. I'm reimagining what wealth, success, and pride can look like one corner store at a time. The goal isn't to stop at these 2 stores. The goal is to grow from 2 to 20 to 50, each one a blueprint for pride, ownership, and generational wealth, and communities that have been overlooked for far too long. I'm investing in Altadena not just because I see potential. I'm investing in Altadena because sometimes where you come from is just as important as where you're trying to go. Sometimes legacies don't start with a business plan. They start at your local corner store, behind the counter, in a milk crate, and a fire extinguisher in your hand. Thank you so much. Thank you.